All right, let's talk about something that might feel, well, a little too familiar for a lot of you. It's that feeling deep in your gut that you are somehow responsible for making sure everyone around you is okay. If that sounds like you, then stick around, because we're going to dive deep into the psychology of what's called the fixer archetype.
So let me just ask you this right off the bat. Do you feel like you spend your life as the architect of everyone else's peace? Like you're the one constantly drawing up the blueprints, laying the foundation, and fixing all the cracks just to keep things calm and steady for other people? If you're nodding your head right now, you are definitely in the right place.
Now you might be thinking, oh, that's just a people pleaser. But this goes so much deeper. The fixer archetype is about feeling this intense, often subconscious responsibility to manage other people's emotions. It's like you signed up for a job you don't remember applying for and you can't ever seem to clock out. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, you're always one step ahead, trying to anticipate what someone needs before they even know they need it. The second someone else gets upset, you feel this jolt of anxiety, like it's your fault. You genuinely believe it's your job to solve their problems. And, if we're being really honest, a lot of your self-worth is tied up in being the person who's needed, right? The catch, of course, is that it is absolutely draining.
But where does an impulse this strong even come from? It's not like you just woke up one day and decided to be this way. To really get it, we have to go back. We have to look at the origin story. And for a lot of fixers, that story starts in childhood.
See, for many people, this isn't a personality trait they were born with. It's a role they had to learn. So many fixers grew up in homes where they essentially became the emotional regulator for their own parents. You learned how to manage big, scary adult emotions long before you even had a handle on your own. And this right here really shows the disconnect. On the outside, people praised you. You were the gifted child, so mature, an old soul. But what did it feel like on the inside? It felt like being on high alert 24/7. It felt anxious. It felt like carrying a huge weight of responsibility that no kid should ever have to carry.
And this is the key to why it becomes so automatic, so deeply ingrained. Because as a child in that situation, your sense of safety, emotional and sometimes even physical, felt like it was completely dependent on your ability to keep the peace. You learned a very simple, powerful lesson. A calm environment meant a safe you. So you got really good at creating calm. So this leads us right to the heart of the matter. This constant need to fix, it's not some weird quirk. It's actually something much more fundamental. But why though? Why does it feel so compulsive, so automatic? Why is it that the moment you sense someone is distressed, this alarm goes off inside you, and you feel this overwhelming urge to jump in and make it better? Okay, before we go another step, I really want you to take this in. If you're a fixer, please hear this loud and clear. This is not a personality flaw. You are not too much or too sensitive or codependent or any of the other things you might have been told or told yourself. It is a survival strategy, and honestly, it was probably a brilliant and highly effective one that you developed as a kid to navigate your world and keep yourself safe. And here it is, the big connection. We've all heard of the fight, flight, or freeze responses to danger, but there's a fourth one we don't talk about nearly enough: fawn. The fawn response is when you try to appease a threat to avoid conflict. It's a please instinct. And fixing someone's bad mood, that is a textbook fawning behavior. You learned that the quickest way to neutralize a threat, like an angry or unpredictable parent, was to make them happy, to fix it. Okay, so let's put all the pieces together now, because understanding this connection is everything. It lets us completely reframe what it means to be a fixer and helps us move from just acting on instinct to having some real powerful insight.
This breaks down the whole subconscious process perfectly. It all starts when you perceive an emotional threat. Someone's mad or stressed or sad. Instantly, your fixer software boots up. That's you activating that fawning behavior, trying to appease the threat. And what's the end goal of all that work? To create a feeling of safety for you. I'm going to pause for a second because this is probably the most important thing to understand. Let it really sink in. All that time, all that energy you spend trying to fix other people, the subconscious goal was never actually about them. It was an act of self-preservation. It was about making your world feel safe enough for you to exist. And just to be super clear, this knowledge isn't a tool for blaming your parents or your past. Not at all. It's not giving yourself the incredible gift of awareness. Because when you finally understand why you do what you do, you get a choice. You're no longer running on autopilot.
you can finally show yourself some real compassion.
So, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. You've spent a lifetime being the architect for everyone else's peace. Who would you be? What could you create if you took all that talent, all that empathy, all that energy, and finally started designing a life that was just for you?